Good afternoon and welcome to an incredibly special episode. I'm so excited. My daughter Faith reached out to this incredibly beautiful woman, Marge Senior from the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and didn't tell me. She said, Mom, I need you to go on Zoom. Something's going on. And then this beautiful woman shows up and she's like, Happy and I'm literally speechless, which I'm never speechless. People will tell you that. Thank you so much for making my birthday tomorrow perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this.
You're welcome. I am happy to be on there. I promised Faith a while ago that I would do it, and it's been a crazy couple months. So I am happy that I am able to do it today.
Oh, and you know what? You're stunning. You are so.
Oh, thank you. You're going to make me blush.
Oh,
my cat is behind me.
I see that. You know, you have been so instrumental. I don't know how you deal with the drama of the Real Housewives because you're so different than they are. Like you just take it with such stride and elegance when all of the drama sets in. How do you manage that, especially when they're always attacking Margaret?
Well, my daughter always says, Mom, don't get involved. But what happens is, this is funny. I'm mic'd when we're filmed. And sometimes I always forget that I'm mic'd. And I say things, Mom, you shouldn't have said that. But, off camera, sometimes I will tell the individuals what I think of them. And, several have apologized, but, the next season they were the same. So the apology is inconsequential because they just don't really mean it.
Is this show really authentic or is there a lot of like acting in it?
No acting at all. What you see is the way it is. There's no acting. Whatever fights they have, it's for real. Nobody is making anything up.
Wow. And your
It's
daughter,
not scripted.
your daughter is just like gorgeous. And I'm like, she can't get any more gorgeous. And then, next time you see her again, like at the reunion, I was like, okay, whatever water she's drinking, whatever she's doing, I need to know because this woman's flawless. And I see where she gets it from. There's no question.
Thank you so much.
Yes. I was watching your son-in-law, who is a riot.
I love Joe.
He was hysterical. He was with the other Joe Gorga, and he was talking about how they almost lost you and you had a hole in your lung.
And yes, I had a problem with my lungs, and this is not such a funny story, but the thing was, I wasn't feeling well, and I told the current doctor that I had at that time that, I'm getting low-grade temperature. And when low-grade temperature comes, you're concerned. So they put me on antibiotics. But even after I was off antibiotics, it was still there. So they said, okay, we'll do a CAT scan and see what's the matter. So I'm waiting for the CAT scan because you want it that same day. So I called the next day. We found something on your lung. It was an abscess. Oh, we'll get a pulmonologist to talk to you tomorrow. So I called my daughter, Mom. She said, you are not going to wait till tomorrow. So we went to see my pulmonologist, Dr. Pavlou, who is, I've changed, he literally saved my life. So he says to me, you have to go to the hospital. I said, tomorrow? He said, no, today. I said, really? I said, I have the cats and, somebody I can't. So poor Joe, who was highly allergic to cats, had to take my cats to be taken care of, not at his house, to one of those places. And then they put me in the hospital. I was on major antibiotics for 3 days in the hospital, intravenous. And then after I was released for 6 months thereafter, I was on high antibiotics 3 times a day till I think it was October. And luckily, it's all cleared up. I have no scar tissue. But after all of that, my doctor says, I was afraid it was cancer, but I didn't want to say anything.
I'm so glad that you're better and it's all gone.
Yes, it's all gone.
The Joes were on the couch and he was so funny. He was like, she was so elegant and she's so put together. And Joe Giudice is sitting there going, you checked her out while she was in bed, didn't you? And he was like, dude, that's my mother-in-law. And he was like, well, we told her she had to get in a gown. And even her gowns were, fashion designed. And I'm just like laughing. And Gorga's just, Gorga has that sense of humor that I know he's harmless, but he's such a riot. And
He is. He's
and
funny.
he's sitting there, he's like, yeah, you checked her out, didn't you? And he's like, no. And then he goes, Marge Senior said, I have to go to the bathroom. And so she starts to get up, and next thing I know is she's wearing like a thong, and he's cracking up. And Joe's like,
my gown opened up in the back.
and Gorga was like, you checked her out. And he goes, dude, that's not something I want to see. That's my mother-in-law. And Gorga's like, but she's hot, and it's just, I love the camaraderie with the men, most of the men.
Yes.
But most of the men, I just.
Joe and Frank and my son-in-law, Joe, they're friends off the show. They do a lot of things together.
Yeah. And Melissa.
Because they are similar, Joe is a contractor and my son-in-law can do anything.
Right. And Melissa seems just as real as can be.
Yes, she is. She's lovely. And I love her mom and her sisters.
Yes. But
the kids are great.
They're beautiful. They are beautiful kids. But she seems like your daughter and Melissa seem to be the target of everybody's attacks.
Yes, I know. It's just, but my daughter is an honest person and she says things the way they are. She doesn't, say anything that isn't true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she takes a lot of heat. Like,
I know, but she handles it very well. She's quick.
She's so quick. She's hilariously quick. But I can't believe that, she holds her own once it gets started.
Very well. Yes.
Always. And I love it. I have rewound and played again because she is so amazing. But how does she put up with the attacks that she gets all the time? She gets blamed for everything.
I know, but she takes it in stride. She's a very strong woman, so she's takes it in stride. And she said, Mom, it's a job. That's what it is. It's a job.
Yeah.
You have to just remember, don't, it is a personal attack, but she responds in kind, but not in a bad way. So she's very good at what she says.
I have to ask, because I think that they did a Hollywood oops. When I watched you have your 75th birthday party, they were 65, right? There's no way you were 75. There's no
75, yeah.
No.
Yep. Well, facelift helps.
But what is your daily routine to make you look like this? I mean, and it's your inside.
Aside from putting on makeup, that's about it.
What?
Yeah.
But your beauty inside comes out.
Oh, thank you.
It does.
Actually, I'm more of a positive person.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up smiling and, I don't, I'm positive. There are days that I get irritated at the office, but otherwise I'm overall very positive.
Well, you're helping your daughter with her brand.
No, I don't work for her anymore.
You quit?
Well, no, it's things change. So I got a job, and I'll probably go back to working for her in January. But for the past 3 years, during COVID and everything, I started to work for a wine wholesaler, which is like 7 minutes from where I live. So I've been there and he's closing his business at the end of the year. So I'm going to go back and work for my daughter.
What's it like working for your daughter?
Yeah. It's like mom and daughter. That's it. She picks on me the way she always does. So, which is good, but I have to remember that she's the boss, and it's a bad thing when I don't. It is funny though, she is the boss when I work for her. So I have to keep that in mind. I really do. And I'll remember that next year when I start working for her again, that she's the boss, treat her like your boss. And then, not as, I'm not her mother at the office.
Right. Are you going to be in this upcoming season?
Yes, I am.
Yay. I'm so excited. It's better when you're in it.
Thank you. No, I've filmed several times recently, and I think there's another one that I'll be doing, but that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah. You've had a very interesting life. You came over here when you were 5.
No, 10.
10. I thought you were 5. No,
No,
you were
10.
10. From Hungary with your parents.
Mhm. With my parents, yes.
And you didn't speak any English.
None whatsoever.
So what was that like coming over
Uh,
here?
it was luckily I had my father and my mother, so and we lived in Iowa for a year and a half, and my mother put me in a Catholic school. So the nuns and all the kids over there were truly terrific. They took time out to teach me English. So it worked out very well. They really helped me. I mean, it took me a long number of years to assimilate, totally into the American way of life, because back in Hungary, we don't have indoor plumbing, by the way.
What
the
a
best thing about coming to America, besides being in this wonderful free country and everything, was having indoor plumbing.
And you are a thriver and a survivor yourself.
Yes,
You
I
went
am.
through something horrific and came out the other side of it. Thank God for that.
Yeah, because it's in that type of situation, it's really tough to walk away. But when it affects your child and everything else, you have to walk away, even if you don't know where you're going. I was lucky. My parents, helped me. So I was able to walk away and put a restraining order on him. And I don't know whether he's alive or dead. But as my daughter says, we don't want him popping up right now.
But getting a restraining order back then was quite challenging, and you got
It
one.
was, but surprisingly, I had enough proof where the police really did believe me, and they did put a restraining order. And I had, a good lawyer, and he knew some judges, and he made sure that they did that.
That's amazing. And then look at
Mm-hmm.
you. So you have totally thrived from everything you've been
Yes,
through.
yes.
Absolutely. And you love animals like I do.
I do. I love animals. I really do. I've even in Hungary, we had cats and dogs, and of course, living on a farm, we had cows. I used to milk cows when I was a little girl.
Really?
Yeah. And I used to take them to pasture. And the funny thing is, we used to have to go over this darn bridge.
Uh-huh.
Even here in the United States, when we first came here, I used to dream about that bridge of falling into the river.
You must have gone over it
Because
a
it had
lot.
holes in it, so it was like, okay, it was a nightmare for me to, but the cows, so we'd go to the pasture, and then when it thundered and lightning, they just left me and went home.
And what are your guilty pleasures now? What do you love to do now?
Have ice cream.
What's your favorite flavor ice cream?
Actually, it's the Haagen-Dazs coffee bean.
Ooh, I love coffee. Yeah.
Or dulce de leche.
That's my husband's favorite.
I like those too.
Yeah.
And now there is a wonderful little gelato place that opened up here in Englewood, and they have the best dulce de leche. But I don't feel like paying $10 for a medium cup.
Prices are
when I
crazy
can get
on
a quart at for like on sale at ShopRite for $3.50.
right?
A pint, I should say, a pint. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
you love animals, and we obviously are, we give these sweet babies their forever homes, and we have our golden retrievers. And I'm just so like I've probably done hundreds and hundreds of interviews, and I'm never starstruck, and I'm never anything, but with you I am, and I'm just like, you don't understand, this has been the best gift my daughter could give me, because
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Like I said, I was happy to do it because it's been a while that I promised her.
well, we watch you, and she's always like, "Oh, mom, here she comes, this is gonna be good." And it's like you're so elegant, and then you just like drop the zinger, and it just continues. And it's
I
just,
love that. Well, I want to always keep my promises.
Oh, that's fantastic. So what do you and your daughter love to do together that doesn't involve
Uh,
work or taping?
Eat food,
But then how are y'all so
go to restaurants.
how are you,
Because lots of times when you go to, if you film or something, except that Melissa, she's great. She's just like my daughter. She has plenty of food. But
yeah, thank
usually when
you.
we film, yeah, when we film, we have to stop at McDonald's. My daughter always has to get the cheeseburger and fries, you know. Um, and I usually get the fish, fillet of sole. Uh, so if we don't eat enough, that's what we do. Or there is this wonderful little, it's big actually, diner in Hackensack. It's called Chit Chat.
Uh-huh.
And we go there because it's open 24 hours a day and they have the best food, diner food in the world that you can get anything. They even serve alcohol. You know, it's very hard to get an alcohol license in the state of New Jersey
Why?
for a restaurant. I don't know, but it's really, they're very hard in allowing people to have licenses. We have a lot of restaurants is where you bring your own. Luckily, my daughter doesn't drink, so she doesn't care.
Right. But Joe drinks.
Yeah, Joe drinks. Yeah.
Yeah, I love watching the men drink. It's hysterical.
Oh, it's hysterical.
They
And
are.
now, what you call it is Frank Catania is opening up a marijuana has become legal in New Jersey, so he's opening up a marijuana shop.
And how is Frank and his girlfriend doing, Brittany?
Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
She is such a lovely person. I
She's
really
cute.
love her.
She's very cute.
Yeah, she is. She's a very good person. She's very good for Frank, and I'm very happy for them. And the kids love her. You know, they love Brittany. She's a wonderful person.
How's Dolores?
Dolores is fine. She's got her boyfriend Paulie.
Oh,
She's very happy with him. So, you know, and the kids like him too. So it goes well.
that's great. And I guess I have to ask how Teresa is. I used to love her in the beginning, but now
To tell you the truth, I don't know how she is. Aside from seeing her on social media, that's about all I know. Because of what happened last year with her and Louis, what they did to my grandson,
that was
and
awful.
it was awful. So I am not interested in being around her or Louis. If if she says hello, I will say hello, and that's it, and I'll walk away. But Louis, I'll totally ignore.
But what I don't understand is when she went through everything with Joe or her ex-husband, you would have thought she would have learned that.
I think she has a that's her type of guy. I think he's worse than Joe Giudice,
I
to tell you
believe
the truth.
so. I
Yeah,
think
I do.
so.
I
You know,
do.
I mean,
She has a type.
she has a type. I watched Louis, and from my point of view, from my training and all my school and stuff, he, and this is just my opinion, so I'll make sure I say it right because he's quick to jump the handle. Is he just seems overbearing, narcissistic. He just seems very
We consider him,
controlling.
I consider him narcissistic, and he does control her. I think he pretty much tells her what to say.
Right, but the Teresa we all know was very vocal and didn't need any
Yeah,
prompting at all on
I know, but
anything. But now
with
he'll
him,
tell her to be quiet.
she acquiesces to his wishes.
Right, like he tells her to
I
shut
wish
up.
her to be very happy, to tell you the truth. I really hope she's happy and nothing bad is going to happen between the two of them. But as far as I'm concerned, Louis is a non-entity that I don't even want to know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was really shocked at him on the finale. Like I think his real
Hmm.
colors came out at the finale.
Yeah. So like I said, I wish her all the happiness, but as far as I'm concerned, Louis is just a narcissist. And for him to have threatened my grandson,
Not right.
no.
Your grandson probably does. Has he met him? I mean, there's no reason why he would go after him.
My grandson is not involved in the there's Housewives. If they are around, he's not around. He is nowhere to be seen. He has, his personal life,
Yeah.
and he will not be around any of the people from the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
So why would
Not at
somebody go
all.
after somebody's grandson that he has no
Well, he went
business?
after my grandson because he figured that's the only way to get at Margaret.
Margaret can hold her own. I mean, I watched
Yes,
her.
and he was reported to the police and everything else.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, he's like a big bully, you know? I mean, just
Yes,
the way he
but
is a big
like I
bully.
said, as far as I'm concerned, I can say this much about it as because of what he did, threatening my grandson. I can literally say that.
And I'm shocked Joe, Melissa's husband, hasn't torn up in him yet.
Well, they aren't talking at all, so
But you know
it's
what? I
fine.
think good for them. I mean, my heart
Mhm.
broke so many times for Melissa.
I'll tell you what, since he's been in Teresa's life, the relationship between Teresa and her brother has
Gone.
totally stopped because of him. So, I feel bad for both of them because he's the only family member she has.
Right.
And he's the only one that shares all the memories of his parents. So for her to side with him, I'm
Right.
sorry, I think that was wrong.
I think it says a lot about the character. I do.
You
I mean,
know,
I think Joe is a
I
great
do
guy.
because Joe, is he loves his family and he loves Melissa's family. So it's I think it's really sad that Teresa and him do not have a relationship because they're the only ones who have all the memories from their mom and dad.
Right. Yeah.
And
Joe
that's
seems like
really sad.
such a stand-up family man. He really
He
does.
is. He's very good. And the kids are wonderful. Love them totally.
Yeah. And Melissa, like my heart
She's
broke
a wonderful mother
so
too.
many times. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say she is such a spot-on mom. She's
Mm-hmm.
there with her kids. She loves her kids.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the genuality in her when she's
Yes.
looking at her kids and interacting with her kids.
Right.
But then, you see how many times that she literally like bit her tongue when it came to Teresa and
Yes,
that
because
their
she
relationship.
was afraid to mess up the relationship between Joe and Teresa. But she finally just got tired of it, and I don't blame them. They both did. So
Good
I
for her.
think,
Now, have you gone on any of these crazy trips with the girls?
no, we don't go. They don't send the moms.
But you're not a mom. You're like one of the best firecrackers in the bunch.
No, they don't send the moms.
I don't know how well that trip in Ireland would have gone in the haunted house.
Oh, I think spirits are around us. Our good family members who've been our loves in our lives. Your parents.
Yeah.
Uh, they're with us all the time. And, as long as we have memories of them, they're here.
Yes. That's what I try to tell my granddaughter every day. I mean, my daughter about my grandparents, sorry, every day is that they're still with us and we live on.
Yes, that's why I say it really is. They're with us.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Yes. Oh, if you could give our listeners anything, what would you say to them? Because you are just a breath of fresh air. I loved you before I had the pleasure of meeting you, and I love you even more now. You are such a beautiful human being inside and out. And I don't think that resonates enough to your character on the show.
Thank you. And my daily mantras when I do my stories is this: I truly believe. Because we all have issues with friends and family. But in this day and age, there are so many people who have committed suicide or are in deep depression and everything. My mantra every day is reach out to friends, to family, to make sure they're okay, that everything is going well with them. You never know what's happening. If you don't reach out and something happens, it's too late.
Yeah.
So it really is very important that you keep in touch with your family, your friends. If you can, you may have issues within your family, but try and resolve them. Even if you can't, the thing is, make sure you reach out and just tell them you love them and you're thinking of them. And that's what I say about friends also. Just even if you just text them or anything, if you feel uncomfortable calling, just text them and send an emoji of a heart or something to say, I'm thinking of you. That's my daily mantra every single day.
I love it. And do you have like a little beauty tip for us women?
Beauty tip, this is funny. I actually, the only thing that I use and all the time. And I've been using this forever. I mean, it has to be at least 30 morning. Olay,
Like, who is
Regenerist.
that? Really?
Yeah, I use that. And make sure you wash your makeup off every night and, take it all off. And take vitamins, definitely vitamins. You have to have vitamins. I use, I've been using turmeric for a long time, and also take all the vitamins that you need, because we don't eat enough of the vegetables or anything to make up for it. So I take tons of vitamins, vitamin K, vitamin D3, uh, B12, B6, you name it.
What's your guilty pleasure besides ice cream?
My guilty pleasure besides ice cream? I'm just trying to think. I truly think my guilty pleasure is binge watching BritBox, British TV.
Really? I haven't. I don't watch a lot of TV other than, so I don't get a lot of time to watch TV.
No, I can understand why. You have a very busy life.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
no, that's my guilty pleasure. It's BritBox. I love mysteries. I love mysteries. To this day, I still watch, Angela Lansbury.
I love her.
Murder, She Wrote.
Yes.
Even watch the old shows, and I watch all the, like Law and Order and all of that. But BritBox is my guilty pleasure. I love the English mysteries, so I binge watch that.
Yes, I had a really sweet gentleman named Robert King on not long ago, and he was the writer for the Tonight Show. And I was just like, oh, and he's like, I worked with Robin Williams, and we talked about him and just all of those people. And he's like, you're really old school because you shouldn't know half these people. And I was like, are you kidding me? I watched Benny Hill. I watched Johnny Carson. I grew up on the Golden Girls. That's my era. I was born in the wrong decade. But absolutely, those are
the other thing I do watch is TMC, because I love old movies.
Oh, yes.
I love old movies. I love the old movie stars. I love Betty Davis, Joan Crawford. All of those old movie stars. I love them. And if there's a particular one that's on, TMC, I will watch that, because I truly love the movies from the 40s, and 30s and 40s. 50s, it started to change, but the old Hollywood is what I like.
With your ice cream.
With my ice cream, yeah.
Ice cream. You have been so amazing. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
I'm glad. I really enjoyed it. And thank you. Thank Faith for reaching out to me.
I will. And when does the new season come on?
I'm not sure. They're filming through October, so maybe March.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
Nice talking to you. And I will send you that information about that woman once I find out from my daughter.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Take